Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cami and today I'm going to show you everything that I crocheted in April 2025. Today is the 3rd of May and I'm pretty sure we got a lot done, so let's just get into it. I'm not going to show you the items in the order that I made them because I don't exactly remember, but let's just say there's a good variety of different items. As a matter of fact, I have a full bag of crochet items that I made. First up, we have a lily top by Passionate Kelsey. I'm going to link the tutorial to this top as well as any other project from this video in the description, so check the description for the links. So here is the lily top. I am pretty sure this one in particular is in the size medium, or maybe it's small. I made a small and a medium, so a little spoiler for the future for this video. Here is another top, and this design is also by Passionate Kelsey. I think every single one of the tops I made this month, apart from one, are by Passionate Kelsey because frankly I can't remember what the name of this design is, but I made it using the same yarn as the previous top as well as most of the other tops, which is Peaches and Cream in the color Emerald Energy. I had 2 cones of this yarn and I used all of it to make tops. Here is the top number 3, also a size medium. I really like this one. This is what the back looks like. Next top is this halter over here. This one is a little bit bigger than a size medium, but it's not quite a size large, so let's say it's somewhere in between, and this is probably the only top that I'm not going to sell out of all of these. I made it specifically to fit me, so I almost like just keep it. It's very pretty. This is what the back looks like, and it's made almost entirely with single crochets in the back loop, so it took a little bit of time, it took a lot of yarn, but I'm very glad I ended up making it. And we have another top, which is also a very simple halter. This time it was made using double crochets with this little mesh design in the middle, also designed by Passionate Kelsey. Very cute, very nice. And this is also a size medium. Here is the second lily top that I was talking about, and this one is for sure size medium, so the previous one was size small because I only made these 2 sizes. And I think this one is going to be the last project using this yarn and this color, and it's a very pretty ruffle top. This one also took a lot of yarn, but I think it was really worth it. I love the ruffle tops. This one and also the lily top are probably my favorite top designs of all time. I make them all the time, and this messy clump of tops is what I made using 2 full cones of Peaches and Cream. Each cone is 400 grams and about 600 meters, and I made 7 tops with all that yarn, which I think is a pretty good haul. I made one more top, and this one is from another designer. It's a mandala halter top that I was also going to keep for myself, but I am not exactly sure about it because it doesn't really fit me that well, unfortunately, which is totally my bad. This is what the back looks like, nice and laced up, and here is the mandala part. To make this top, I used yarn art bouquet yarn, and I used most of the purple tones from that cake, so you can see there's this very nice ombre effect going through the entire top, which I absolutely love. This yarn is very flowy, which I really liked. And with the rest of that yarn art bouquet cake, I made this bucket hat. Very pretty. This ombre effect is still going, as you can see, and I am most likely going to keep this bucket hat. I think it's very nice. So with that, we are going to transition into the bucket hat, and so obviously this is the first one. Here is the second one. The yarn is yarn art jeans splash in soft colors. Like, this one is soft colors, but the next one is in splash, so you get the idea. This is my standard bucket hat yarn. I use it for everything. Here it is. Next one you already kind of saw is this blue one. I absolutely love this color. I will be buying more of this yarn. I'm so obsessed with it. And same story with this one. Absolutely adore the colors. I also made one more bucket hat using a yarn art jeans, but I left it at home because some of you might know I am currently on a little vacation, so that bucket hat stayed at home in Athens, but I'm going to put a picture on the screen for you. So since I'm on my little vacation here in Poland, I really wanted to try some Polish yarn brands, and I landed on Kokonki, which is a brand that is quite expensive. It's not, you know, fancy merino alpaca expensive, but it's up there. I paid like 60 or 70 PLN for this cake, which is 1200 meters of cotton acrylic blend, which translates to this amount of euros or dollars I'm going to put on the screen as of today. And this is actually a second cake from the ones I bought. I also had the exact same colorway but in a smaller version, so the color progression was the same, just scaled down. And with that yarn I made this bucket hat. I think it turned out very pretty. I had to kind of manipulate the way I am using the different colors to make the design turn the way it did, because I think this cake in particular has way too much white, at least to make a bucket hat with it. I used about 50 grams of yarn. It's very, very lightweight. And this is what it looks like on me. I am debating whether I should keep this one too or not, or maybe I'll give it to someone I know. This yarn is a lot thinner than the one I would usually use to make bucket hats, so it's a little bit more drapey, but I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. And this is all the yarn I have left from that cake that I used to make the bucket hat. As far as this one goes, I am probably going to end up making a shawl with it, so stay tuned for that. And also what is cool about this brand, they include these little charms with the yarns, which is pretty cool. At the beginning I thought those were stitch markers and I was very excited, but no, they're just charms. Still pretty cool. Another project that I finished in April is this scarf, which I don't love. I'll probably end up donating it. It's definitely not good enough for sale. Not because there's anything wrong with the scarf really, it's just this yarn isn't very soft. It's 100% acrylic from Allison and May, or maybe it's an acrylic polyester brand, I don't remember, but you will see everything on the screen. Like, the thing about this scarf, it's just not very long. I could have made it into a cowl, but I didn't, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore, to be honest with you guys. So this is the one project that I'm not very happy with this month, but it took the entire skein. I wish I had more of this color just to finish it off, but I didn't, so whatever, let's forget about it. As you might have seen in my travel vlog to Krakow, I was making this mesh market bag on the way, so that's one of the first projects of this month for me, or rather the previous month, because it's May already, you get the idea. And inside of the bag I have some chenille leftovers, which we are going to get to in just a second. I had really big hopes when it comes to this project. It's a tote bag or a shoulder bag or whatever kind of bag you want it to be that I started at the very beginning of my stay here in Poland, and I just never got to finish it because I ran out of yarn. As you can see, the overall shape of the bag is finished. I just have to weave in the ends. It turned out very nice. I love it so much. I am writing the pattern for this bag, so you can stay tuned for that too. And I was working on the straps. I finished the first one. I hope you can see the vision. This strap will go along the front. This is the handle, so it will look something like this whenever it's done. So I made the first one in this purple color. Is the same color that I used to join all the panels together, and then I wanted to make the next strap in this rosy pink, which is the same color as the bottom part of the bag, but I ran out. I literally just have to do like not even 10 more rows of length, but I just run out, and I'm not going to order just one color because I'll honestly pay more for shipping than this yarn is worth, and I don't want to buy more yarn because I'm leaving soon. And my local yarn shop is closed. They are being renovated or something, so I have nothing really available to me at the moment. So unfortunately, I'm most likely just going to weave in the ends before I leave and take this whip with me and finish it back in Athens. It's really a shame because I'm literally a few rows away from finishing it. What can you do? And now let's transition into amigurumi, and first up we have this little turtle. Very cute, very nice. I will actually try to show you the amigurumi projects that I made in order in which I made them. I don't usually make a lot of washi's, so you could maybe see the progress of my skills happening, something, I don't know. But here is Mr. Turtle. Next up we have mochi cats. Very cute design. I really love this pattern. They're super quick, super easy. It's just a ball with ears and legs and a tail. Very, very nice. This is the first one I made. I used a 5mm crochet hook, so it's a little bit smaller than this one, which I made using a 6mm, and they are so cute. I am literally so obsessed. I want to make 10 of them. I might make them into keychains. I'll just use a smaller hook size, smaller yarn whenever I come back to Athens, so maybe I'll include them on my website. Let me know what you think in the comments because I absolutely love them. Staying on the cat theme, I made a donut. It's absolutely huge. It's as big as my head. I used, I think, 20mm safety eyes for this guy, and I love him. It took forever to make, but I love him. And that's all I have to say about this guy. And next up we have some hot cocoa with whipped cream. I think it's so adorable. I can see in the viewfinder right now that the eyes aren't exactly even in relation to the mouth, which I did not notice before. Oh well, this guy is going to stay here anyway. Probably all of the amigurumi things that I made are not coming back home with me because they're just very unpractical to travel with. So unfortunately they will not be available for sale, but gosh, they're so adorable. All of these amigurumi projects were a part of my mini series that I have going on all my social media channels, including YouTube, where I just made a bunch of chocolates with me making them. And the project in mind whenever I was creating the series was to get rid of all the chenille yarn that I had just laying around and, you know, just empty my stash before I leave from here. And I did not accomplish that. Let's just say I used up only like a third of all the chenille I had by the time I was done with April. That sounded weird, but yeah. Whenever May started, I made one more project, which was a bathroom rug, which took a lot of yarn, so that's pretty good, but it doesn't count to April, so let's just not talk about it. There's one more whip I want to show you. I got this Allison & May cotton soft cake yarn, and I got 3 of them, but I really only crocheted a little bit of one of the cakes I got, and I made cups for a top that I'm trying to freehand. I am using a 2.5mm crochet hook, so obviously it's taking flipping forever. But I made 2 cups and I am still figuring out what I want to do with them. Do I want them to be in this orientation or do I want them to be sideways? I don't know, I'll figure it out. I am bringing them with me and I'll finish them eventually because I just can't be bothered right now. 2.5mm really hurts my hands, but also amigurumi really hurts my hands because the stitches have to be so tight. It's low-key insane. I don't know how people keep just making amigurumis all day. Huge respect, because I can't. And same goes to micro crochet. I know 2.5mm is nowhere near micro crochet, but for me it definitely feels like micro crochet. So that should be it when it comes to the projects of April 2025. If I forgot anything, I'll try to make sure to include it somewhere on the screen right now. Oh right, I forgot, I made 2 dog sweaters. Well, technically I made 1 dog sweater and 1 cat sweater. And to make them, I was using the acrylics that I have in this little box. There's a bunch of colors that I bought like 2 years ago now, and I ended up using the equivalent of, I think, 3 or 4 skeins to make these 2 sweaters. As you might have noticed, these skeins do not have yarn labels, so whenever I was counting up my yarn labels for this month, I still included them, but they are not physically there, for obvious reasons. But whenever I was counting the skeins, I did include, I think I counted 4, because I used about 200 grams to make these sweaters and these skeins are 50 each, so 4 skeins extra. And that brings us to the end of this video and also to me showing you all the labels. I already counted them and we are at 25 skeins in April, which isn't the best, isn't the worst, or maybe it is the worst, I don't remember. We have 2 skeins of Allison & May chenille yarn, 2 cones of peaches and cream, 1 yarn art bouquet, 1 Allison & May Riverton yarn, 1 kokonki, and the rest is yarn art jeans. And we got 14 of yarn art jeans, which is a good amount. I didn't expect to use so many, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I did. Destashing is always good and I feel like I don't waste my money by doing that. And since I didn't sell anything this month because I didn't list anything because I'm away, you know, maybe I shouldn't be complaining about the amount of yarn I have here. Because yes, I am leaving behind quite a bit, but I'm leaving with less than what I found whenever I came here, if it makes sense. And obviously, as I said before, to the count, you also have to add 4 Petaluda standard, which is the acrylic that I used for the dog and cat sweaters, which are my design, by the way. So if you want to check them out, you can go ahead and click the link in the description to see the free YouTube tutorial. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully sooner than later.